here at Yin on Fire, the vibrant healing arts festival in southern Utah, for a transformative experience. Ruby Chase, our 3-time crowd favorite, will lead us through powerful exercises and attunements to open our throat chakra. Together with our skeptic and a crowd ready to dive in, you'll discover how this journey can help release emotional baggage, build courage, and ultimately empower your voice. Come along. This is an experience you won't want to miss, and you'll learn how to start your own path to vocal freedom. So I produced an AI image. See, there's me, and there's my little tiny nugget 5-year-old self. And this little 5-year-old used to love to sing. In fact, I sang so much that I would be the soloist in choir productions until one day I recorded myself with an old tape player, and I listened to myself right around 8 years old, and I was mortified. I was mortified that that's what I sounded like. I didn't think I sounded like that. And from that day forward, I stopped singing. And I feel so sad about that because I loved the way I felt. I love expressing myself with my voice. And so I'm really excited about today's episode with Ruby Chase and voice activation, opening up that throat chakra, which is in charge of our communication and manifestation power. So by opening that up and hopefully tapping into that gift again, I'll be able to be more in tune and in harmony with my own life. Let's go find out. Meet our skeptic, Jerry Hone. After discovering only a few years ago that one of his vocal cords had been clipped during childhood surgeries, Jerry has now undergone a successful repair, and he is eager to explore the power of his voice, both literally and spiritually, as he embarks on this journey of vocal activation. We're opening up the throat chakra, right? We're using the power of the voice for healing.
Right.
And I know that called to you. So I want to know why.
Yeah, it really did. So when I was born without an esophagus. And when they did the operation, unbeknownst to us at the time, they'd actually, they cut one of the nerves that controlled one of the vocal cords.
Yeah.
So my right vocal cord, because we have 2 vocal cords, the one on the right was basically dead in the water, like my whole life.
Did you know this?
I didn't really know that. I knew I thought I had like, only one vocal cord that worked, and I knew that, but I wasn't sure of the details around it.
Yeah.
And so fast forward till I'm about 41, and I had some other complications from the esophagus, and they had to rebuild me. And when they did, we got done with the surgeries, and they said, "Do you want to fix your vocal cord?" And I'm like, "That's an option. Like,
wow,
we can fix it." And so I went through 3 different surgeries, and now both vocal cords fire. So it's been interesting because my voice has totally changed.
Yeah.
It's become, and so it's unique. And so when it comes to singing, it's always been like my whole life I've been told you can't sing.
Yeah.
Right? Because I had one vocal cord. And so with one vocal cord, it's really hard to get the full range of pitch. Right.
Well,
and
that would
so
make sense.
Right. And so that was really frustrating for me. And so I never was a singer. I was never like, it was just never an option for me. So I joined the band, and I played saxophone, and I played the clarinet, and I found other ways to express myself.
But I feel like there's something very special about our own voice.
Yeah, it's so connecting. Like the toning for me has been really good because I feel so connected to my body, and it's like the voice is that channel, right? The voice is that gateway into your heart, into your mind, like, right? It's where that energy flows through us, and to have that reconnected again. Yeah, it's amazing. And so I know it's possible, right? But I've never done the work to kind of go further than that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, I think, where I'm interested. That's why this really interested me, because like, oh, maybe I can change my mind and my whole perspective on what it's been and where it could be. The dream for me is just, if I can go and sing and not have my voice crack and be able to like express myself and not have my voice fall out just by building up that muscle, like, let's go.
Yeah. You're going to today have the opportunity to be with the infamous Ruby Chase. This is a woman who stepped into her spiritual gifts, who has blessed the lives of millions.
what are you hoping to get on the other side of this experience? Like if you were to just wave a magic wand, what would you get?
To be connected to my voice, like 100% connected,
Mm.
right? Because of when and I say that because when those disconnects happen, when I go to speak and nothing comes out, it's so disheartening, right? Because all I want to do is be heard. But when you can't talk, that's taken away, and you got to figure something else out. And because of that, it's you really have the gratitude for how valuable your voice is.
Oh yeah.
Right. When we lose stuff, you know, and I talk about this in my grief stuff that I teach, but like when we lose something and like losing your voice, like you grieve over it. Like it was lost, and now I'm trying to like figure out a way to like make it work now.
Introducing Ruby Chase, a lifelong singer who is now on a mission to help others reclaim their own voices. For anyone who's lost the dream of singing, whether through cultural expectations or simply growing up, Ruby is here to reignite that spark and show how this innate gift can bring fulfillment and connection back into their lives.
One of the things that you said when I first talked to you was all about people closing down their throat, closing down their dreams. Do you see that this is a common thing that people do?
I feel like we all have that story, whether it stopped us in our tracks or whether it was something we had to overcome. Everybody has a story of some moment where they told they weren't good enough, they weren't talented enough, something about them wasn't enough to be able to do what they want to do. And so it's a lot to overcome for those of us that still persevere through that. And for a lot of us, it kind of becomes that end of the road until we address it later in life.
Yeah. And I think it's beautiful. I mean, you know the power of the voice, the power of this incredible, unique thing that no two are alike. So today you're going to be walking us through a process. And I'm curious as to what the voice has for us in order to unlock this maybe new awareness of who we are, maybe a new remembrance, but the healing power of the voice.
Oh, the healing power of the voice is infinite. It's how we communicate, it's how we're heard, you know, it's also how we can express emotions and be our own healer. Like you see it in life, even when you're getting frustrated and you're like, ah, or sometimes you relax and you go, ah. It's such a innate way that humans express. And for those of us that have kind of closed down that expression, that's where disease can creep in. That's where uncomfort and underexpressed elements in the body can become way bigger problems down the road versus if we just express it, if we just share our truth, or if we just let ourselves release, then we're cleaning and clearing sound right away. So we're going to be doing some of that today.
Okay, so in your opinion, what prevents people from opening their voice? What prevents people or puts them in a resistant energy towards opening up that throat and that voice?
I think people's resistant energy is from social conditioning.
Yeah.
And this idea that to sing, you have to sound good, or like that's the goal. When really the goal is to have fun, to feel, to be expressed, to be human. It's such a human thing to sing and to be fully expressed in that way. But we've been taught that that's just for singers, that that's just for being or sounding good, and that it isn't for everyone. And so people have confined their expression to the shower and the car, and that's where majority of people sing. But what better world would it be if people felt like they could sing when they're walking down the street, if they felt like they could sing with their families, regardless of what it sounds like? If we could sing for joy, I think we'd have a much more joy-filled world.
I would agree with that. Maybe we could harmonize instead of compete, right? Maybe we could collaborate and lift each other up because all of our voices matter. So today you're going to show us how to open up our voice, and a few more people may be willing to do that today.
Yes, that's the goal.
Okay.
All right, here we go. We're about to open our throat chakras and step into the experience. First, you'll see Ruby setting the space with her fan and Palo Santo. And we know Jerry's voice closed from physical limitations. Now he's ready to open it right up. But for many of us, it's our stories. So next we're going to hear from 3 people on how they were told their voices didn't belong and how they'll reclaim them now.
So just in the last couple of years, I've started telling people, like, I write songs and I sing and stuff like that. I started singing with Cammie, actually. So anyway, I would love to strengthen my voice and my courage too. Thank you.
I have a really quick story about my family. I'm the second oldest of 6 children, and I had learned to play the piano, and my family was asked to sing in church, and none of them wanted to do it. And so they were protesting, and my dad gave this fancy sermon that I remember his words so clearly, and he just said, you all have such great voices. Well, and Wendy, you can play the piano. And he probably didn't mean anything by that, but what I heard was the cadence and the tone that you don't sing well, but you can play the piano. So I just downloaded that and made that my identity. And it's really not true. I can't sing.
Damn it, I want to feel like I can sing. I love the feeling in my body when my voice is making sounds. And I have let so many different stories and circumstances steal not just my singing voice, but my speaking voice, the courage to let my voice be heard, because I've always thought it wasn't good enough.
And it may not sound like people expect it to sound, but it's mine. And I know I came here to share it with others. And so I'm really excited to release those binds that have held me from stepping into the light and sharing my gift.
And then I'd love if we could just share our word or our phrase. And without all the story, it's just like that prayer, that simple intention.
I did 3 words. To be heard.
To be heard.
Presence.
Presence.
Primal recall.
Primal recall.
I am enough and freedom.
I am enough and freedom. But in a moment of actually sharing a song, for it to be its most medicinal offering, like my mind is never thinking, oh my gosh, am I sounding good? Are they liking it? Like that is not the point. The point is to get underneath of the intention. And maybe the point is everything is gonna be okay. And no matter what words I'm singing in the song, underneath it, I'm just saying everything's gonna be okay. We're gonna be good. We're gonna make it through this. Everything is gonna be okay. We're gonna be stronger on the other side. And I'm like affirming that, no matter what the words are. And if I can hold that piece, I'm not thinking about, do I sound good? Do I look good? Is my shirt like tucked the right way? Are they responding? Like, I'm just like, hey, it's gonna be okay. And I'm meeting them there. Yeah, in that practice of getting out of our way and just being real with what is, connecting to that piece, and then others can meet you there. So now we're gonna start to make some sounds. And through this process, again, it will be ugly. Prepare yourself. Are we down to be ugly? Oh, yes. Are we down to sound bad? Yes. Are we down to be embarrassing? Yes. Okay, great, because here we go. So the other invitation is to really practice feeling the sound from the inside, and letting that sound orientation is like we're listening from our body. Floppy lips. Can anybody give me a... Yeah, get in there. Get as in your nose as you can. Very good. Is the same way Miley Cyrus does. I came in like a wrecking ball. Right? It's the same placement. It's very forward. It's very sharp. It's very focused. Right? Brittany was like the ultimate example of this. Calling upon our benevolent guides and ancestors to allow for a moment to move any energy from our ancestors that might be stuck in our bodies, that might be stuck this moment of our lineage to just open up on behalf of them, anything they weren't allowed to share.
From the awkward and strange, you can see the transformation when we step out of our heads and into our hearts. The throat begins to open. Now you'll notice the group finding ease. They're allowing themselves to feel silly, to move freely, to make wild sounds like animals. And in that freedom, the magic happens. We begin to let go of perfection and comparison. This isn't about sounding perfect. It's about our unique frequency, our true voice, connecting, expressing, manifesting. And as we see each other, we begin to play, to trust, to wonder, like children rediscovering the joy of simply being heard.
I want to kind of work with you one-on-one a little bit, because you're also a man, so your anatomy is in a different placement than the rest of the ladies, and I want to find this place with you, and I kind of feel like we need to just like connect in for it. So we'll do some repeating, and it might take me a second to kind of attune with your range too, because you're different anatomy than me. Cool. So I kind of want to go through the different chambers of resonance with you to just kind of hear where you're at, and then we can get a little deeper. Let's start in that one, because we're here already. And where do you find is the most comfortable?
Probably the low. And that's usually, and I think that's because that's where I felt heard my whole life. And I've always like I wanted to be a DJ, right? Like that's where that low, powerful voice came through. And so that's where I definitely found myself.
So let's do some down in that chest area.
Okay.
Beautiful. Bringing your hands actually to your jaw, just to like encourage an opening. My teachers would call this floppy lip, where kind of like looking a little bit like I got a floppy lip going on, or like floppy jaw. Beautiful. You activate your lower abs to find your chest voice. So you're gonna push that pillow.
Okay.
And you're gonna go,
Okay.
Yeah. Beautiful. So that way it kind of like you're getting
it gets into the stomach.
Yeah, and then it's almost like the jaw forgets it's working, and then sound just goes.
I have been blown away from this experience, and also just almost teary-eyed as I watched Jerry opening up and being really vulnerable as he opened up this new territory, this throat chakra that he hasn't had a lifetime experience with. And here he was in a group of people sharing his voice. It really, really was so inspiring to me. So let's go find out from him how he feels.
Yeah, so I'm curious how that experience was for you.
Yeah. Amazing. Thank you. Everything I can do to find my voice is so powerful for me. Just because I've always been told I can't, right? Or you can't do this. And just giving myself the permission, I think, to actually try and make it happen. Because a lot of times in the past, I've tried to do it and then I give up because I get like really discouraged that I can't keep going because it's just a hard thing to do, just like working out. But it's just, yeah, finding my voice for the first time and like actually feeling it connect in different ways that it's never connected before was amazing.
Yes.
So I know that there's a path now.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so proud of you. You did amazing. And it was so cool to feel those areas that, yeah, the voice maybe drops out, and then just the slow and steady baby steps allowing it to open and be felt.
Yeah. And then using my body as well, right? That was like when you put the pillow behind my back and like I was really able to like pull in from the diaphragm and lift that up into my throat, like how much more power that gave me.
Yeah.
How much more volume that gave me. Because that's where I struggle, right? Is like I struggle with people can't hear me because my voice, number one, is really low. And so that doesn't carry that far. So if I can do anything to help that projection, and that alone was just so perfect for me because that as soon as I did it, it's like I felt like I had a megaphone in front of me.
Yes.
And I've never had that.
Oh, that's so awesome.
So yeah, it's amazing.
Aw,
So thank you so much for
so welcome.
letting me just try and just letting me, just because it's very intimidating for me being next to a professional singer because, right, that's like so far away from my dream. And so it's very humbling to know that you're able to teach me your ways and teach me these little tricks that just give me so much hope and optimism in people hearing me for the first time. So thank you.
My biggest honor.
All right, Jerry,
Okay.
it's time to score this particular episode. What is your woo meter?
My woo meter. Wow. I come from a crazy land. You know what I mean? And so like everything in my world is inundated by this woo effect.
Mhm.
And I'm always a skeptic first.
Mhm.
I always have been, even in the paranormal stuff I do.
Mhm.
And so this gave me an opportunity to, as my voice does what it does, but it gave me an opportunity to like really like focus on what I can do,
Yeah.
and instead of like that limitation. And so I mean 90 out of
A
100.
90!
Because-
Wow!
'cause
That's
I
the
would-
highest
is that-
ever! Yes, right on!
Because I would never. I've been to the professionals. I've gone to
Mhm.
and I kind of gave up, to be
Mhm.
honest. And the fact that this gives me an opportunity to do these things on my own that'll help my voice grow and be heard, like
Mhm.
it's the best gift I could ever
Yes,
get.
I love
So-
that. Okay, so now it's my turn. And I'm going to rate this one. I'm actually going to give it a 92. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. Because I was not expecting to make animal noises. I was not expecting to go doing all of the things, like doing the little nasally thing. Like that was interesting. It was so cool. It felt so good. But 92 for this.
Yeah.
In this episode, Ruby Chase led an entire room to unlock their throat chakras through sounds that might have seemed strange or silly, like animal noises, but had a profound effect. By letting go and expressing fully, we opened a place inside us that's often closed, leading to more connection, expression, and the potential for manifestation. We can't wait to see how this resonates in our lives moving forward. And thank you so much for joining us. If this touched you, please share it. And if you'd like to reconnect with your own dream of singing and performing, you can find Ruby's contact details and website in the show notes. For now, thank you.